this. They're what the Chamber is all about, bringing people together, building relationships, and celebrating communities. Take full advantage tonight, meet someone new, share ideas, and strengthen the connections that keep this region thriving. I know it's a tall order, but I would love to meet as many of you as possible, so please pull me aside, say hi, share your thoughts on our events. We're always looking for ways to make them better, and we're in a great position to listen to you, our members, so feel free to pull us aside and chat with us. Before we hear from our gold sponsors, I'd like to introduce Kyle Leonard, owner of Ninja Nation. We're grateful to him and his team for opening their doors and welcoming us tonight. This 14,000 square foot arena in Boardman is an incredible space where families can test their skills on fast-paced obstacle courses and have fun together. I hope some of you brought a change of clothes and some sneakers so you can try out the course yourself after tonight's event. At this time, please help me welcome Kyle to the podium.
Thanks, Jeff. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Leonard, and along with my wife, Samantha, we're the proud owners of Ninja Nation Boardman. It's truly an honor to welcome all of you here tonight and to host this Good Evening Boardman event. First, I'd like to thank the Regional Chamber for inviting us to host tonight's gathering. We're so appreciative of the opportunity to showcase what Ninja Nation is all about and to connect with so many local business and community leaders. I'd like to take a moment just to recognize a couple of the guys from our amazing staff. I think many of you have spoken to Marcy Forsman, who is our general manager here. They bring just an incredible energy that makes such a great atmosphere here in this facility. Hopefully you guys get to stop by and see it on the weekend and just how great they really are. In Ninja Nation, we live by two big mottos. The first is simple, but it's powerful. It's play, train, and compete. And we believe in it in that order. Play has to come first because when people, and especially kids, are having fun here, they stay engaged. It naturally leads to training and learning new skills and eventually competing, not against just others, but against themselves, and they're striving to get a little bit better every day. Our second motto revolves around what we call the 3 E's. These are kind of the guiding principles to everything we do. So engagement, our staff dedicates their full attention to every participant that comes through the door. Encouragement, we support and inspire these kids to try to achieve, and they bring great energy by bringing enthusiasm and positive motivation to everyone who walks through the door. If you guys spend, like I said, a few minutes here on a weekend, you'll see the team in action, kids running across the floor, and you'll see those 3 E's really come to life. We officially opened our doors here this past April, and the Boardman community has been incredibly welcoming to us. I especially want to thank the Boardman schools for partnering with us to host our very first ever mobile event. That was at Boardman Center Intermediate. And they also allowed us to recently distribute nearly 3,000 free passes to students in the district so they can get out, they can get active, and experience what being a ninja is all about. Thank you, Boardman City Schools. For those of you who are new to what we do, we offer a wide range of activities and programs here. We have open gym sessions where you can always just stop in and drop in for an hour or two and play. We have ninja classes. It's an 8-week program. They're called our HIT classes. We have a mini heroes class on Saturday mornings for kids who are under 5. We have ninja camps for any day the kids are not in school and all summer long. We host field trips, group bookings, and of course we have the best birthday parties on the planet. And if you ever want to bring the ninja experience to your own event, we also have an awesome mobile course that can travel anywhere. We staff it. Our guys are awesome. They take it, they build it. It's really great for any event. Once again, I'd like to thank the Regional Chamber and everybody else for coming out tonight. Thank you to the Regional Chamber for organizing this event and everything you guys do to support local businesses. Before heading out this evening, we have free passes back at the registration area. We'll also be walking around, handing some of them out. If you guys have a grandkid or a child, or if you want to pop in and give it a shot, please make sure you grab some. We'd love to see you back here soon, playing, training, and competing with us. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Kyle. You've truly built something special here. I've always had a secret dream of being on American Ninja Warrior, and I guess now's my chance. We still have some seats here in the arena if anybody wants to come down and join us. At this time, I'd like to transition to chatting with you about some of our sponsors. Events like this wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. We're truly grateful for their partnership and commitment to helping us bring these gatherings to life. Tonight, we begin by recognizing our gold sponsors. We'll first hear from First National Bank, a longtime member and supporter of the Regional Chamber. Please welcome from First National, Pete Asimakopoulos, Executive Vice President for Small Business Banking, for remarks.
Well, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me all right? Great to be here with all of you. On behalf of First National Bank and FNB Corporation, it's our privilege to once again sponsor Good Evening Boardman. We're gathered here this evening to help bring local business, civic, and community-oriented organizations together to gain new insights, collaborate with each other, and proactively plan for the future of our region. Boardman is an important market for First National Bank. We have two branches, one on 224 and one on Tippecanoe Road. Being one of the largest townships in Ohio, as Boardman succeeds and grows, so does the entire region and the business community at large. As many of you, I've lived in Boardman my entire life, and I believe a successful community doesn't happen overnight. It evolves. It evolves through an excellent school system, a strong fire department, a dedicated police force, a meaningful recreation area, and of course, thoughtful government leadership. Boardman has all of those. We have great leaders in our trustees, our fiscal officer, our administrator. These gentlemen and their staff have done a fabulous job of guiding the township through some significant growth and challenging times. I want to take a moment and thank Tom Costello for his leadership over the years, and we look forward to working with Steve and Matt as they embark on their newly elected terms. We at FNB establish relationships built on trust and integrity, and with individuals and businesses throughout our footprint, we remain driven by innovation to ensure we provide technological capabilities to give those we serve a consistent and flexible banking experience that's really unique to their needs and preferences. Not only does FNB provide financial solutions for business and consumers in the area, but our employees show their dedication to our community by volunteering for various nonprofits and organizations. We hope we've made a difference in the Boardman community. As we approach the end of the year and look forward ahead to 2026, my colleagues and I look forward to working with each of you as we explore new ways to better serve each other and the community that we call home. On behalf of FNB, I want to thank the entire Youngstown-Warren Regional Chamber staff for the opportunity to sponsor this evening's event, Ninja Nation for the very cool venue, and most of all, I want to thank all of you for your commitment, your leadership, and your dedication that have helped Boardman remain a strong, viable community. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you, Pete. Our next gold sponsor is Leaf Relief, another longtime supporter of the Chamber. Terrell Washington is one of the founders and owners of Leaf Relief, Under his leadership, Leaf Relief has become Ohio's first and largest Black-owned cannabis company, establishing him as a pioneer in the state's cannabis industry. The company operates dispensaries in Youngstown and Reynoldsburg, with a third location opening soon in Austintown. Please join me in welcoming Terrell Washington.
Thank you, everyone. I'll be brief. I grew up in Boardman, so it's good to be back here in our first business ventures. We called Boardman home, and although we aren't in Boardman, we sit right on the edge of Boardman in Youngstown as the first business in Youngstown. Like you said, we were the first Black-owned dispensary in the state. We're the 19th to open in the state, and we are the #1 independently owned dispensary in the state. All of our money stays right here in town, unlike many of the other companies in our industry. And that will remain to be true. We will continue to invest in the area. We currently have over 50 employees between our 2 dispensaries and our manufacturing facility in downtown Youngstown. That number by this time next year will be at over 100 employees between our Austintown location and an additional location coming around Columbus. I see many familiar faces. I won't out any of you guys, but I appreciate all the support, and as it's grown over time, from just serving the medical community to now serving the adult use community as well. Regardless of how you may feel about the industry, we are bringing life back to many people, whether they're suffering from cancer, they're terminal, or just dealing with debilitating diseases like myself, who suffers from Crohn's disease. And that's what brought me to the cannabis industry and got me off of opiates. So we're doing a lot of things, continue to invest in the chamber. I serve on the board, as well as found and chair the DE&I committee. And like I said, we'll continue to invest in the area, and thank all of you guys for doing the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Terrell. Moving on to our next gold sponsor, please give a warm welcome to Window World. The Moran family locally owns and operates 7 Window World franchises, including Window World Youngstown. Earlier this year, it was announced the family-run business won the prestigious Store of the Year award for 4 of those locations, including Youngstown. I'd like to introduce Mandy Fluck, Marketing Director of Window World, Penn, Ohio.
Hi everybody. First, I just want to thank the Chamber for having us here in Ninja Nation. It's pretty cool in here, so thank you for having us. So we've been in Boardman since 2003, so I thought I'd just take you guys on a little trip down how we got here and what we're doing now. So back in 1995, Window World opened a small shop to the left in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and now it is what it is today. On the right is the headquarters, and we really just wanted to be an affordable remodeling company for families to be able to stand behind the trust that we have and the promise to hold. As more homeowners shared their experiences, we grew from a single storefront into a nationwide family and locally owned company, now numbering over 220 stores, known for value, craftsmanship, and a true lifetime warranty. And over the years, the brand built a reputation for no gimmick pricing, dependable products, and community involvement, while expanding well beyond windows to serve more of our home's exterior. Our Youngstown store started in 2003 when my dad and my grandpa, Fred and Pat Moran, decided to bring that same mission to the Mahoning Valley. They started small with a simple focus to treat every customer like family and always do the right thing. From day one, they built the business on honesty, quality, and a handshake you could trust. As the business grew, so did the family behind it. My brother Patrick and I joined the company to help carry on what our father and grandfather started. And today we're proud to represent the next generation. That dedication expands far beyond our products, and we believe in giving back to the community that supported us from the start through partnerships with Akron Children's Hospital, United Way, Salvation Army, local schools, and countless organizations that strengthen our neighborhoods. Philanthropy isn't just something we do, it's part of who we are as well. Of course, we're continuing to invest right here in Boardman. So our Boardman showroom is currently undergoing a complete remodel, and we couldn't be more excited to share it with everybody. The project is expected to wrap up by the end of the year, and this coming spring we'll be celebrating with an open house, complete with food, music, and community, and it will be our way of saying thank you to everyone who supported us and to showcase the next chapter of Window World in the Valley. As for what we do, we're proud to offer windows, siding, entry and patio doors, garage doors, and gutters. Everything you need to improve, protect, and beautify your home. Every product is backed by a true lifetime warranty and installed by professionals who treat your home like their own. At Window World, we do believe that gimmicks are not what we do. There's no buy one, get one free, and we believe that everyday, honest value, clear communication, and taking care of people is part of our core values. So we can't wait to open the doors for you guys in the spring and have you come check out our new showroom located on Southern Boulevard. But that's all I have, so thank you so much. We appreciate it, and thank you Ninja Nation again for having us.
Thank you, Mandy and Window World, for all the great work that you do. Our next gold sponsor is Sweet Melissa's Good Eats, and the name says it all. If you've had their food, you know it's more than just good, it's unforgettable, and you're enjoying it here this evening. Please join me in welcoming Melissa Poland, owner of Sweet Melissa's Good Eats, which has three locations right here in Boardman, Columbiana, and a brand new restaurant in Howland. Please welcome Melissa Poland.
Hello, everybody. Can you all hear me? All right. Okay. Well, I own Sweet Melissa's, and I'm sorry, I'm watching my friend back there. That is Salty Melissa back there. She is a good friend of mine, and it is her cookie recipe that we use all the time because I can't bake. I'll be honest with you. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am from the Dover, New Philadelphia area, and after my husband kind of following his career, we ended up in Poland, Ohio. And that was like 17 years ago. And then about 8.5 years ago, I opened Sweet Melissa's. And it's going to be 9 years in March that we opened. Didn't see it coming. It has taken on, it's a beast. It has taken on a life of its own. And I strongly believe the reason why is because the people of the Mahoning Valley embraced what we were doing at Sweet Melissa's. If you've never been to my store and you've never tried a salad, the only thing I have to ask you is, what's taking you so long? All I have to do is get you in the door, and I swear I will get you hooked. It's how we prepare the food. It's very fresh. I get chicken, I get produce every day that comes to our back door. We clean it, we chop it, we do everything by hand. And just to kind of throw some numbers at you, because people, they tend to kind of listen to the numbers, and it makes a lot of sense. We go through about 325 to 350 pounds of lettuce a day between all three stores. It's insane. You don't think that a lot of people would eat that much salad, but Mahoning Valley, you are very healthy people. And I am so thrilled about that. We go through probably about 300 pounds of chicken a day too. So what we do is we do a lot of work, and I have a staff that is wonderful. You know the saying, you're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with, and I have surrounded myself with some really good employees who have stuck with me. 8.5 years ago, I started out with a handful of my friends. Now I have 38 people on my payroll. We offer benefits. I have health care, dental, vision. I'm on my third store. Like you had said, I'm in all 3 counties right now. I have 3 children, and all 3 of them have their own store, so I got a feeling this is probably going to be the end because I'm not having any more kids. But I will tell you what we are doing, and we're very excited about this. The next step for Sweet Melissa's is to franchise. It was a very hard decision for me because I like to have my thumb on the pulse. I have a very high standard when you come in. If you've ever had any of our salads, there is a standard that you're going to receive because I believe that you're coming for quality and you're coming for quantity. And that is something that I pride myself on. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to franchise this, and I think it's going to be very successful because it's a system that can be replicated, and it's fresh food, and people are gravitating towards fresh food. And the reason we are is because COVID got us thinking about what we were putting in our bodies, because COVID affected people of all ages. It didn't matter where you lived. It didn't matter if you were, male, female. It didn't matter anything. And so people finally started realizing that this food that I make and I stand behind, this is not frozen food. This is as good as homemade as you can get. We're just doing all the work for you. So come on in if you haven't tried us. I swear I'll make a believer out of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Melissa, I live in Western Pennsylvania, and folks across the border are talking about your food, so congratulations. And thank you for providing the food for tonight. Moving on to our last gold sponsor of the evening, Panera Bread, a name we all know and love. Panera isn't in the room this evening, but we would like to thank them for their support of the Chamber and events like this. Warren-based Cavelli Enterprises, the largest franchisee of Panera Bread restaurants with more than 300 locations across 8 states, is a longtime Chamber partner and a tremendous champion of the community. Please let's hear it for Panera Bread. Before we move on to our special video messages from our silver sponsors, please help me give a round of applause to our gold sponsors once more: First National Bank, Leaf Relief, Window World, Sweet Melissa's Good Eats, and Panera Bread. Our first silver sponsor is Boak & Sons, a leading residential and commercial contractor that offers roofing, insulation, sheet metal, siding, and gutter services across Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. Please turn to the video screen for a video from Boak & Sons.
17 years old. I met a guy from up near the other side of Cleveland, and he was doing insulation and some other products, and I showed interest that I'd like to do this. I was now a senior in high school for the first couple of years until I was about 20 or so. It was my dad and I running Boak & Sons, and then I decided I just needed to do it on my own.
Boak & Sons works both on the commercial and residential side with roofing, sheet metal, insulation, gutters, pretty much anything that you need for your home we can do.
We really have 2 rules of the company. It's 1, safety is first, so safety of our employees is number 1. And 2, it's never, ever, ever cut a corner. Sam, over 50 years, he had a goal when he started to provide quality service to customers. Day 1, his focus was the customer. Day 50 years later, the focus is the customer.
You want a secure roof, you want a warm house. We always are looking at in terms of what family are we dealing with today and how are we affecting their life.
The heart and soul of our business is the people that are our customers, the people that we work with each and every day, and the people in the communities that we serve. Taking care of our employees, our customers, and the community is very, very important to us. I think it's our responsibility to give back in this community, because without them, we wouldn't be where we're at today. They have believed in us, they've honored us to give us the opportunity to come to their house. If there's anything I can pass on to the community, I want to thank you all for supporting everything about us, supporting our employees, and allow us to pursue further and hopefully continue to grow our business.
Let's hear it for Boak & Sons. Our next silver sponsor is 717 Credit Union, a full-service financial institution with more than 120,000 members that is doing fantastic things to improve lives and build stronger communities through financial wellness. Once again, please turn your attention to the video screen.
Credit Union, we are more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbor, your partner, and your advocate. We're not for profit and member owned, because banking should be about people, not profits. We improve lives financially by building stronger communities, stronger businesses, and stronger families. These are we all call home. We pride ourselves on being the best, not just because these people say we are, but because these people do. For nearly 70 years, 717 Credit Union has been banking with a purpose. And that purpose is building stronger communities for you.
Let's hear it for 717 Credit Union. Now let's take a moment to spotlight Akron's Children's Hospital Mahoning Valley, which continues to provide world-class care for our region's youngest patients. Their dedication, compassion, and expertise makes a lasting difference for children and families across the valley every day. Please once again turn to the video screen for a message from Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley. Let's hear it for Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley. Our last but certainly not least silver sponsor is Youngstown Area Goodwill Industries, an organization that is transforming people's lives through employment and training programs to individuals in the region, including those with disabilities or other barriers.
Come all and hear the call. Goodwill's here to serve us all by thrifting, giving jobs and more. They're opening every door, elevating good each day, empowering folks in every way. From thrifted fights to mission goals, Goodwill helps achieve them all. In Boardman town, the shelves shine bright. A makeover brought fresh delight. Remodeled doors now open wide, with treasures waiting right inside. Our Boardman store to all we do. Goodwill's heart beats strong and true. Across the valley, near and far, we're shining bright, our guiding star. By elevating good each day, empowering folks in every way. From thrifted fights to mission goals, Goodwill helps achieve them all.
Let's give it up for Goodwill and our silver sponsors tonight. For tonight's bronze sponsors, we'd like to recognize L. Calvin Jones Insurance, Insurity Bonds, and Platts Realty Group, as well as our broadcast sponsor, Armstrong. And a big thanks once more to all of our sponsors tonight, because without their support, events like this would not be possible. So please join me in one final round of applause for all of our sponsors tonight. Now, one of my favorite parts of the evening is sharing with you all of the great events that are happening at the Youngstown-Warren Regional Chamber. On the evening of November 24th, we will have our annual Salute to Elected Officials, Hosted by the Chamber's Government Officials Council, the event brings together local, state, and federal government officials with business and community leaders for an evening of networking and conversation. The next speaker in our Lattes with Legislators series is Senator Jerry Serino on December 1st. On February 18th, we'll host our annual family-owned business recognition dinner once again at the Lake Club to celebrate the strength and legacy of family-owned businesses across the Mahoning Valley. If you'd like to stay plugged into what's happening, please visit regionalchamber.com for upcoming events. With all of that said, it is now time to turn to the heart of our program. We're honored to welcome our speakers, three outstanding leaders in the community. First, let me introduce Todd Worth, Chief of Police in Boardman. Todd.
Good evening. I appreciate the invitation. I understand I only have 60 minutes to talk. Is that correct? Again, this is something that is near and dear to my heart, interacting with the community, leaders in the community. And one of the things I just want to touch on a couple of things that maybe really impact Boardman, the business community, our residents, the people that visit Boardman itself. One of the initiatives that we're working on is the Clarence Smith Wellness Center, and you've probably seen that in the news here recently. First responders in our community throughout the Mahoning Valley have an increasingly difficult job, along with throughout the country. Police, fire, dispatch, EMS are out there every day, every night, protecting our communities. Causes a lot of stress not only on our employees, but our families, things like this. This First Responder Wellness Center is an opportunity for us to give back to those that give to our communities, and we wouldn't be able to do that without the support of our community, especially our business leaders here throughout the Mahoning Valley. Having a lot of friends in law enforcement throughout the country, we enjoy something here in the Mahoning Valley that a lot of first responders don't, and that is the unprecedented amount of support from not only our residents, but our community leaders, especially businesses itself. And our Clarence Smith Wellness Center is just an aspect of that that's going to help us and help the community itself. We've recently got our 501c3 status, and again, a project that's continuing to grow. I was able to spend the entire day there with one of our first training sessions with clinicians in the community, first responders, learning how to not only impact on the community, but help each other. The second thing I'd like to talk about very briefly is a new program that we instituted in Boardman earlier this year. And we've seen some information on social media, and it's not always accurate, so I just want to touch base on that. And that's the Flock license plate reader program that we recently instituted here in Boardman. And there's several surrounding communities also have that, including Youngstown, Niles, Poland, Canfield, and some other things. So license plate readers have been around for 20 plus years. With the increase of AI, when you marry those together, it really is a tool in law enforcement that probably is unprecedented. Probably before that was body-worn cameras. Before that was computers in the patrol cars, things like that. It's really having an impact. Obviously, anytime law enforcement uses technologies, there's also concern about that, privacy concerns. And one of the things we did in Boardman, and we've kind of partnered with surrounding communities, is really focused on the safety aspect of that. So one of the things with the Flock license plate readers is that data is only stored for 30 days and then it's erased. It's only accessible by those law enforcement entities. And we instituted a policy here in Boardman that's very, very restrictive on our use. Has a lot of different tests. We can only use it for law enforcement purposes. So we're very aware of the sensitive nature of as far as dealing with the community privacy concerns with that. Now with that said, how does this help law enforcement? We're able to use the license plate reader data that's downloaded and kept for 30 days to search for things that further our investigations. One of the other important aspects now in our investigation is the safety of the community. In the last year, we've had two separate incidents in Boardman where we had an elderly person kind of drive away from the community, away from their family. The family was not able to contact them. And we were able to locate them both in Pennsylvania through the Flock program and get law enforcement there to interact with them and help them. In one instance, it probably saved that person's life by being found from there. We recently had a success, a stolen item from one of the businesses in Boardman, a $100,000 piece of equipment, no leads, no information. The flock cameras, the AI we were able to use was to generate leads, and our detectives were able to go to Akron and recover that piece of equipment, arrest that individual, and return that to the business here in Boardman. So it really is something that we're utilizing with the support of the administration, our elected officials, not only in kind of how can Boardman Police Department do better, different technologies like this, but also the wellness of our firefighters, our dispatchers, our police officers, our trustees, our elected officials did a phenomenal job supporting the Clarence Smith Wellness Center by stepping up with some of the funds, but then also our Mahoning County Commissioners. It really was a testament to not only the support from the businesses, but the support of the elected officials in our communities that helps us keep you safe on a daily basis. So again, thank you for all your support. We appreciate what you do for first responders and making us able to do our jobs in a safe and effective manner. So thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Todd, for everything you do to keep this community safe. Now please join me in welcoming Chris Neifer, Superintendent of the Boardman Local School District, to share what's new and exciting with the Spartans.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Last year I had the opportunity to speak after about 18 weeks or so on the job. One of the first things I said is I was just happy and excited to be here. I'm glad to tell you that a year later I'm still excited and happy to be here. Kind of overwhelmed at the support that we get as a school district. And I shared a couple key points in some of our focus last year. I kind of want to report back to you on that. How are we doing on that focus, and kind of give you some idea how you can keep track of kind of where we're going and what some of our ideas are here within the school district. And I was told 10 minutes, so I'm going to talk really fast. I'm going to try and get through this for you. So, all right, so start off, two things that may be concerns for you. First one, if you pay attention to the school report card, it's one of the things that we're graded upon. You may have noticed that we dropped half a star this year. We went from an overall 4 to a 3.5, and I want to talk about that because there's a lot that goes into this. So if you take a look at our grades, just to give you a little background from where we were, just starting at the top, graduation's about a 5-star, we maintained there. Gap closing, which just kind of means how we do with different groups, that went from a 4 to a 5, so we went up in that category. Early literacy actually dropped from a 4 to a 3. A lot of that is attributed to we're still dealing with what we call COVID kids, right? We're still dealing with those kids coming up that were really impacted by that time. So a lot of strategies, a lot of different pieces going in place to work with that. If we move back over, our achievement was a 4 and maintained there. Our progress was a 2 and maintained there. And the last one down there, that CCWMR, stands for College Career Workforce Military Readiness. That is a new piece this year that was graded. Accounts for about 14% of the overall grade, and we are a 1. A couple things I want you to understand about that. One, this is 2 years removed, so this was data not from last year, but from the year before. 2, in Boardman, we do a great job of working with our higher level, our AP students, our college-bound students, and that accounts for about 70 to 80% of our students upon graduation. There's a lot more to that than just the college piece, and we are improving on that. You have my word that next year, I know what the data looks like from last year, you have my word that we should be at least a 3-star next year on that. We just had to make some adjustments and some pieces to play the game, if you will, and we're making sure we're doing that based on what's best for kids. So I have no concerns that 3.5 will go back up. That 14% being a 1-star is what dropped us. And I won't get into any more detail than that. The other concern, most of you know, just a week or so ago, we had a levy go down. We had 2 renewal levies on the ballot. One we put up as is for another 5-year term. And the second one we tried to shift to continuous. So just talk real briefly, these were both levies that were 30-year levies. These have been a part of our general fund budget for a long time. I've had some different conversations about the one that failed. Let me give you a couple reasons why we tried to shift that to continuous, because it's probably the biggest complaint that I've heard from some people. Two reasons. One, if you take a look at the voter fatigue here in Boardman, over the next 10 years, we have 7 more levies that are going to go to the ballot. I have 5 in the next 5 years, including the one that just went down. We have one of the ugliest levy schedules for the school district in the state of Ohio, according to the consultant that we work with. He works with 347 other districts in the state of Ohio. We have the worst levy schedule of those 347 schools. It was his suggestion to try and help reduce that voter fatigue by trying to make a levy that we've been getting for 30 years a continuous piece. The other, and we're going to talk about this in a few minutes, is this idea that within our strategic plan, one of the things that we've been charged with by the community is to establish a master facilities plan. Those of you that are in business know that when we talk about borrowing power, right, it's about the set money that you have. So when we're talking about term limit levies, none of that counts for us when we're talking about that borrowing power, if you will. And that doesn't necessarily mean building new schools. We need borrowing power to maintain things sometimes as well. So those were the 2 reasons. Are those going to go back up on the ballot? I don't know. We still have to talk about that as a group. But we do have 2 more opportunities to get those passed. So stay tuned. We'll be talking a lot more about that and be sharing that information with you. All right, last year I put up these 4 focus areas for you. Transportation, facilities, curriculum, and enrollment. You know, transportation is obviously a big concern for us. I have 31 bus drivers running 84 routes in a 3-tier system, right? We are short. It is what it is. We were forced to make changes, which I know were not popular with everyone, but reality is it was something that we were forced to do, and I appreciate the support from the community because people have really rallied around and accepted the work that we've asked for them to do. Facilities, we'll talk about in a few minutes when I get to the strategic plan. Curriculum, extremely proud of the work that we're doing to maintain as things become more difficult financially, as the state continues to change the game on us. It seems like almost monthly at this point. We still continue to provide well-maintained, structured curriculum that fits into the world that our kids are going into. And we're going to talk a little bit more about curriculum in a minute. And then this idea of enrollment. I mean, we're being hit from every side, right? Whether it's the ease of homeschooling now, whether it's all of these different charter programs and the vouchers that are out there. So enrollment is something that we're constantly keeping an eye on. So this is a slide I stole from one of my slide decks that I use with my staff this year. These were our focus points for the year. The first one, we're going to talk about this in a second, was the rollout and incorporation of our new strategic plan, establish consistent K-12, new programming and protocols. We're consistently trying to work on that K-12 continuum to make sure that we're building to the ultimate goal, and that is graduating kids with the necessary skills to get out. Integration of technology. Any of you that have kids or connections at the school district know that we put an AI structure in place this year. We do have a template that we're working both for staff and students. Again, trying to keep up with the world that we live in. Vertical alignment and gap assurances. We're having constant conversation between buildings to make sure that we are aligned in the work that we're doing. And then student family supports and assessments. And you're going to see all of this in the strategic plan that we're going to talk about here in just a second. If you haven't looked at this, if you haven't taken the opportunity, you can find it on our website. This will be the roadmap for what we do for the next 3 years. Okay? This is an organic document. This is a living document. And it's also a document with strong accountability. And I'll talk about that in just a second. So I want to thank any of you that participated with this. We had over 1,500 surveys from parents, staff, and community. We had 10 focus groups that were made up from our staff, our students, and many members from the community, both parents and community and business leaders. I see some faces in here that were at some of those meetings. So this is what drove the strategic plan that we created. It was the feedback that we got from the community and from our internal partners. So strategic goals, we're not going to go through the whole thing, but I want you to at least know what the overall goals are, right? And again, you can find this on our district website. It's very well laid out. And again, one of our goals is communicating. We want to make sure we're doing this appropriately. So goal 1 is facilities. Again, anytime people look at that, it's, well, we're building new schools. That's not what that means. It means we are establishing committees to get feedback from what it is we want from our kids and what support we have from the community. Okay? So stay tuned. This is going to start, actually, if you look at the accountability timeline, we'll see the first parts of this facilities plan will start in January. So stay tuned. We'll be revisiting work that's already been done. We've got the OFCC coming in to do an assessment again of all 6 of our buildings. That happened about 18 months ago. We all know things have changed in 18 months. So we're not going to start with old baseline data. We're starting with new data. Goal 2 is student learning. Again, always trying to make sure that we're providing the kids with the best learning environment as we can. There's a lot of vertical alignment meetings going on right now. We're trying to make sure we have the right technology in place. We're trying to make sure that we've built that K-12 continuum across the board for our kids. Goal 3 is student support systems. We have a lot here in Boardman, and a lot that have come from different angles. So we are now going through the process of assessing what we have, how they tie together, and then how do we communicate that. Just because we have all this doesn't mean that the families that need it necessarily know. So we want to make sure that that communication externally is there. That's all part of that goal 3. Goal 4 is that thriving staff, right? Always want to make sure that we're allowing our staff to grow. Comprehensive professional development, things like AI. The AI that we've been able to provide, the AI sessions we've been able to provide from our staff are from one of the leading AI experts in the state of Ohio. She comes here quarterly along with a lot of the online stuff that they do. So just an example of some of that work that we're doing for the staff. Goal 5 is financial stewardship. It's one of the first things I heard when I got here. Chris, we need more transparency. We've got to be transparent, right? We heard that loud and clear. So that's one of our goals here is the ability to be responsible and transparent as we manage our funds, right? Good stewards of taxpayer dollars. We'll be establishing an advisory committee that'll be sitting with myself and the treasurer to kind of be able to understand finances a little bit better. If I was good enough to teach you school finance, I wouldn't be standing here. School finance is an extremely convoluted system and it changes every 2 years on us. But we're going to do our best to make sure that we are more transparent than we are currently in regards to the district finances. And goal 6 is communication. Right? We want to make sure that we're getting all of this information out because there are amazing things going on in Boardman schools. And we want to make sure that everybody knows about it. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to be a part of the things that we're doing. So those are the 6 overall goals when we talk about the strategic plan. And I mentioned earlier about it being accountable. If you go to our district website and click on any of these goals, you'll find an accountability timeline. So this will tell you within our action plans what we're working on. Right, this will tell you within our action plan where we are, when these things will start over the next 3 years. When there's available links there, you'll see that the color of the check marks up there will change. Black when we're working on something, maroon when there's things for you to come in and take a look at. Okay, so great opportunity here for you to know and be a part of the things that are going on in Boardman schools. Last year, one of the things that I mentioned, and I had a lot of people stop me when I was done, was this idea of the new engineering curriculum and the new STEM lab that we were putting in at the high school. I just want to let you know it is there. We did open it this year. Very proud of some of the work that's being done in there. These are just a couple pictures of some of the different things that the kids are working on. And we are looking, we've got year 1 of the engineering curriculum in this year. We'll be adding year 2 next year. The goal will be to get this up to a 4-year curriculum at the high school year by year, and we're also moving that down into our middle schools as well. So we'll have a 7-12 curriculum over the next 3 to 5 years at those levels. So I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to speak to you this evening. And please know that my office is always open. Do not hesitate to stop or give me a call if you have questions about anything. Thank you for the time tonight.
Thank you, Chris. Sounds like a lot of really great stuff is happening in Boardman. At this time, I would like to introduce our last speaker of the evening, Boardman trustee Steve Yakavone. Steve?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Yakov. I'm one of your newly elected trustees. Just got through the campaign season, had the election in November. For those of you who voted for me, thank you very much. For those of you who didn't, I hope to gain your support in the next 4 years. So I want to start by obviously thanking the Chamber for putting this event on. Ninja Nation, which this is a great venue. I'm going to be here a lot. I have 2 little kids, so you'll see me here often. And all the business leaders that are here in Boardman Township and that are here with us tonight, you are the heartbeat of Boardman, the leaders, the entrepreneurs, and thank you for what you bring to Boardman. You make this a destination in Mahoning County, and that's what I want to talk a little bit about tonight. I do have to say, I felt a little bit like a secret agent leaving my house with my daughter, who's 5 years old. Daddy, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? And I didn't have the heart to tell her that I was going to Ninja Nation without her. So she'd be upset if she knew that. That's okay. Little lies to her to keep her from crying when Daddy leaves. But I'll bring her here eventually. Now, I've been a trustee for about 8 months. I'm here with my fellow trustee, Larry Moliterno, our fiscal officer, Brad Calhoun. And it's been an adventure, to say the least. You learn a lot day by day. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot to do in Boardman Township. And one of the most rewarding aspects of this position is to celebrate the wonderful businesses we have here in Boardman, which is what we're doing tonight. What past administrations have done, what the guys that are here tonight have done, and what I hope to continue to do is to keep Boardman the economic hub of Mahoning County. Now, before I get to talk about all the wonderful progress that's being made in Boardman, I want to address the giant concrete elephant on Route 224, right? Everybody wants to know what's going on with the mall, the Southern Park Mall. Now, throughout my short tenure here as a trustee, I have been honest, we all have been honest with the public about the state of the Southern Park Mall. We have to follow the Ohio Revised Code. There are certain things we can and can't do. There are certain things we can force a business to comply with, zoning, roads, things like that, following the law. And there's certain things we can't do. We can't force a sale of a private business. That's just common sense, right? But what we can try to do is look at alternative ways to either assist the tenants that are in the mall now or try to solicit a sale, which is ultimately what we want. Unfortunately, the corporation that owns the Southern Park Mall, they don't care about this area, right? We do. Myself, the board, everybody at the Boardman Township administration, we care about this area. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't care about this area, if I didn't have a young family to raise in this area. So we have to look at alternative solutions. And I am happy to say, I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but I was able to make contact with Congressman Michael Ruley's office, and I have a phone conference with their office set up on Monday to look at things we can possibly do. Again, it's no promises, but just know that this administration is trying to figure out what we can do with that mall because we want it to be the center of Boardman Township just like everybody else does. But what I don't want the Southern Park Mall to do is to put a bad light on all the progress and all the wonderful businesses we have here in Boardman. Boardman Township is still a premier destination in the valley. When people want to shop, when they want to eat, when they want to let their kids run around and play to burn off some energy, right? They come to Boardman Township. That is a point of pride for myself and the other members of the board. And not only do we have a number of businesses expanding in Boardman, you've heard from some of them tonight, there are a number of new projects that are in the works in Boardman Township as well. We have Red Plum Pizza that's opening up, not that I need another place to eat pizza and pasta, but it's always good to have choices, right? Kampai Sushi has been doing great. R&J Trucking is expanding here in Boardman. Window World, which you guys put on your great presentation, and that expansion is beautiful. It's going to be a wonderful addition to Boardman. First Watch Restaurant, I know a lot of people have been asking about that. They're excited about a new breakfast place. Southwoods Hospital is adding on a huge addition to their complex. I have a number of family members that work at Southwoods Hospital. It's a wonderful place here in Boardman Township. And when I was going door to door for the election, one of the things everybody kept asking me is Boardman going to get pickleball courts, pickleball courts, pickleball courts? And the YMCA is actually building some pickleball courts on McClure Road, so I know people are going to be happy about that. Now, those are just a few of the examples of the businesses investing in Boardman Township. And those investments occur because they believe Boardman Township is the best place for their business. Myself and the rest of the administration, we want to continue fostering those relationships and making sure that these businesses, your businesses, want to invest in Boardman. And what I can assure you is that myself, the other trustees, Brad, our fiscal officers, that we are there to assist. We are not a roadblock to you. We want to help. We had a meeting this afternoon. Our township administrator is here, Jason Lurie, and we had a meeting with a number of individuals, engineers and architects who represented a number of businesses to talk about a zoning issue. And again, we were there to assist. We want to help you grow in Boardman because it's better for everybody, right? It's better for the town, it's better for the business, it's better for our future. And our pledge to the residents of Boardman is to continue making Boardman not only a nice place to call home, which it is, but also a great destination to invest, and that's what we want to continue. And along with these private businesses, just a few of the ones that I mentioned here tonight and the ones that are here tonight, this administration is hard at work at developing and completing cooperative infrastructure projects that are funded by government money. Just in the last few weeks, I'm sure some of you saw in the news, we had a couple ribbon cuttings, one of those being the Forest Lawn Stormwater Park, which our Township Administrator Jason Lurie was the spearhead on and did a phenomenal job with. It's located at the Old Market School District. This park is a dual-purpose infrastructure project. It provides flood mitigation to an area of Boardman that had notorious flooding issues. It can hold over 2 million gallons of water when it rains. And no, there's no wood up here to knock on, but we've had some major rains, and the park has worked exactly how we wanted it to. Second, not only providing flood mitigation relief, it also is going to, once it grows in, it's going to be a beautiful park in Boardman. That area, and Mr. Neifert knows, that school sat vacant, and we were able to take that and turn it into something that the community can enjoy while also providing flood relief to Boardman Township. And the best part about that project is that it was built at no cost to the taxpayers. What was important about that project, though, is that it was a cooperative effort between the school board, Boardman School Board, the township administrators, the county commissioners, the ABC Water District, and that stormwater park goes to show you that when these entities work cooperatively, that we can get things done, right? It seems like there's a negative connotation with local government that not a lot gets done, but that stormwater park is a beautiful example of when we work cooperatively together, which we want to continue to do, we can provide great resources for Boardman Township. We know flooding is an issue. We know it's not something we can solve overnight. We are working to provide relief where we can. The Forest Lawn Stormwater Park is the first step in that relief, and our ABC Water District is working on another project now in the Boardman Plaza, right, Jason? And that's another project where we're going to hopefully provide flood relief. Again, we can't do it overnight. We can't snap our fingers and make it go away, but please know that your administration is working to provide that flood relief to you. Chief Worth touched on the Wellness Center, took a lot of my steam on that. Thanks, Chief, appreciate that. But that Wellness Center, I'm a criminal prosecutor. I work with police, I work with fire, I work with first responders. That Wellness Center is going to provide such relief to our first responders in this area. I'm not out on the front lines like they are, but I see what they have to deal with. And to offer them this haven that they can go to, learn, just be together, be with other first responders, relax, work out. And again, that's a project that costs no money to taxpayers. That came strictly from government-funded money, and Chief Worth, I want to give him a round of applause for getting that project up and running. It's going to be a beautiful addition to Boardman. So give him a round of applause, please. Now, I talk about those projects, ladies and gentlemen, to show that Boardman's trajectory is pointing upward. We are truly blessed in this area to have the best of both worlds when it comes to community makeup. We have every store, restaurant, place of business you can want, while also having close-knit neighborhoods like my own. I live in Applewood Acres, where my kids can grow up, play, be on the sidewalks, ride their bikes, the same things I did when I was a kid. Boardman offers all of those things. It really is a unique area, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And I want to ensure all of you that Boardman continues on that upward path. And we as the administration, we as the township trustees, the fiscal officer, we are honored to be a part of an event like tonight, and we will do everything we can to keep Boardman a nice place to call home. I'd like to thank the Chamber for having me speak tonight. It was an honor to be in front of all of you, and if you ever have any questions, concerns, comments, you can come up to me. I'll give you my cell phone number. Don't be freaked out. Just because I'm a criminal prosecutor doesn't mean you're in trouble if you call me. But please, we're here to answer your questions. So feel free to come see us at the township or to talk to us tonight. Thank you again.
Thank you, and thank you to all of our speakers tonight, Todd, Chris, and Steve, for spending time with us here this evening. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you for joining us for Good Evening Boardman at Ninja Nation. Before you head out, I encourage you to take a moment to meet somebody new. Every connection made here strengthens our community. And if you're going to release your inner American Ninja Warrior, there are some computers in the back that you need to sign a waiver, and you'll need some sneakers in order to do the course. And if you would like to get more involved with the Chamber, stop by and chat with a team member before you go. On behalf of the Regional Chamber, thank you for your energy, ideas, and investment in our region. Have a great night and safe travels home.